Hello, this is Christmas, so this will be a short video. This morning I had a conversation with someone in Germany, and we both talked about how we were late diagnosed with autism, question mark, and I started to explain to her that the reason, a huge reason why I want to move to Germany, I lived there for about 3 months this year, is I want to move there to not have to explain myself. I think that like the need for structure, scheduling, precision, lots of questions and clarifying questions is just very normal in a country like Germany. And I want to break this down for you guys. There are two kinds of nations. There are low context and high context. Low context is basically every country in Asia. In Asia, people don't directly tell you things as much when it comes to like directions and social cues. That's very, very much like something you observe, and you look at facial expressions and you take the best approach based on your estimation. And I give that an air quote because there is a difference. Like with certain things, like your appearances, for example, they are very direct. Like you're fat, you're ugly, like stuff like that. You're skinny, you're fat. Like they absolutely say that, like as frequently as they say hello in the Asian countries. Okay, so Germany is a very low context country, so they will give you direct, step by step, concrete directions, and that's very helpful for the autistics. Now, you cannot say that the entire country is made up of autistic people. That doesn't make sense. So that's why I'm jumping a step to this conclusion where I question myself, like, am I German or am I autistic? When I say German is what I mean, is it my personality? Like, what if my personality simply coincides with many characteristics of an autistic person? And when I was in Germany, I felt like I didn't have to explain myself. Like in Germany, I was just being, doing, and living. But in America, I feel like with the people I trust, I will tell them, hey, I think I have mild autism, or I would say like my autistic brain. I would say I'm neurodivergent. I would say these things. And today I'm realizing, to put this into words, is it's a way for me to let them know I'm not high strung or I'm not super intense. Even if I am high strung and super intense, like, what's wrong with that? Okay, well, this is I need to meditate on this. I need to meditate and reflect on what's wrong with being high strung and intense. And I think that it's important to remind myself that those are a part of me and my reservations are a part of me. But you see how it's so easy to just live in a place where everyone just sort of acts like you. So you don't need to clarify or justify or say a couple of things like pretext for them to not judge you, for them to accept you. And I guess for some reason, I guess it's like better to be seen as autistic than as high strung. And maybe I subconsciously think that I will get more grace if I am known as being a bit autistic. And a lot of people don't like Germany. Like, if you go on TikTok, you just see people crying, depressed, and showing before and after pictures where like they were happy and then they're absolutely depressed. Like depressed like there's no end. That type of depression, right? But during my time there, I didn't feel depressed. I was quite happy, actually. It could also be the part of Germany I was in, right? But also maybe if you are neuroatypical and if you are autistic, maybe Germany is paradise for you. A professor once shared how he had students from everywhere, from many different countries, and it's always the Germans who ask so many questions. The German students ask so many questions, and it's normal, it's encouraged. But here's the thing, like in countries, let's say, I can't speak for all countries, right? But I can speak from what I know. In Asia, if you question adults, even if it's out of innocence, out of curiosity, out of thirst for knowledge, you might be seen as being combative, being disobedient. But in Germany, it's encouraged. Ask away. I remember in AP Bio in high school, it was like a dialogue. It was like a two people conversation, me and the teacher. I was just raising my hand every like other question. I had so many questions I didn't understand. Anyway, that's all for now. So some questions you can think about from this video, you can reflect on. Do you live in a low context or high context country? Do you think that if you lived in a country where it's low context, meaning people always asked for clarifications and it was normal to ask questions and speak very directly, do you think that would be helpful for you, or do you think that would be scary for you? Think about those questions. Cool. All right, bye.